Hello, this is Demetria January. Today is currently June 7th, 2018. The time is 6:49 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I am here to conduct my pre-trading routine and my chart market analysis. I am currently on the GBP JPY 15-minute chart, and just here to take a look to see what's happening in the market right now so that I can go ahead and prepare to plot my support and resistance lines so that I can execute a trade. The market is currently in consolidation, so I will take a moment to review my FX book to see if there's any reports that will be released or any fundamentals that will be released that could potentially affect my my trades. And I typically will trade during the London session, which will open at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will conduct my trading during 12 a.m. between 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. So on my FX book, I see that there are no reports or fundamental announcements that will be released during my trading session. So I'm good. I don't typically trade any fundamentals. So let me go back to the chart. And the current market there's some consolidation that's there. So I will start with my daily chart. And currently on the daily chart, I can see that the market is in an uptrend. The major trend is in an uptrend. A lot of indecision. There's lots of wicks on this particular chart where the market just goes, the bears go up, and then it comes back down, and then the bulls go up and it comes back down. So the bears and the bulls are fighting for a position in the market. This trend currently is in an uptrend on the daily chart. The chart goes from February 23rd, 2018, all the way up until today. So I will plot my resistance line at the top, which will show the highest point where the price action has gone. I'll change the color so that when my lines move over, I can tell which lines are which. And I will plot a line at the top for resistance, and plot a line at the bottom for support. And then I will also plot two additional lines that are close to the level of price action. And I'm looking for 3 points of contact. I have several points of contact here. This is a strong line. And then I'll plot another line right below the price action. And that's a strong line there. And then I will move over to my hourly chart. And on this hourly chart, I will do the same thing. On the hourly chart, I would say that the major trend is an uptrend as well, because the market was in a bit of consolidation here, but then it continues to rise up. And so there's a bunch of high points on this chart. So I will plot my line for the highest point here, change the color. And then I will also plot a line at the bottom to show the lowest point in the market. And I will do the same thing by plotting another support and resistance line above the current price action. And I cannot use this candlestick here because it's still active, so I have to plot the line. Let me use the candlestick prior to that. I think this is going to be a good one here. Yes, I'll leave it there. And it moved a little bit. And then I'll do the same plot, a supporting line as well. And then let me go to the 15-minute chart. And the 15-minute chart is where I will execute my trade. And I will plot my Fibonacci lines. The Fibonacci lines will go from left to right, either body to body or wick to wick or wick to body. And it has to be at the end of a downtrend or at the end of an uptrend. And it will be at the lowest point to the highest point, or vice versa, the highest point to the lowest point. So here, the market is, I would say the major trend is consolidation, because there's consolidation here although it does take a dip there and then goes up, another dip and goes up. But the major trend on this chart, I would say, is consolidation. I'm going to plot my fib line at the highest point here. Well, that's consolidation. I'm going to take it here. Let me zoom out a bit. I don't like that one. So I'm going to plot my fib line here to the lowest point on the chart. Take my fib line. And this is the beginning of a downtrend. And this is the lowest point here. And I'm looking for several points of connection to see if I have a strong level. I like that line there. This is a good one. That one's okay. So that's good. So I'm going to leave the lines there. I'll go back and zoom into the chart. And so my lot size is 0.05, and whenever I have, so this line here is too close. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. I don't need two lines there. Whenever they're too close, I will delete it. I don't like my charts to be too many lines on them. So I like to have no less than 10 pips in between the two lines. So if I have more than 10, I try to add additional lines for support and resistance if I can, without having the chart to be too many lines here. So I need one here, and I will change the color. So that's a good one there. And by doing this, I will be prepared when the London session opens, and I will not be scrambling trying to figure out where I'm going to get into the market and add additional lines. Let me make this smaller so that I can see it. I need one come down here. And then one more. That's a good one. Okay. So I have several lines that are on here, and I should be okay. If I were to enter into a trade right now, currently with the market the way that it is, and with this being in consolidation, I would use RSI in order to get into the trade as confirmation. I would need this particular area to either break above this level of resistance. And I'm going to delete this line. That's only 3 pips away. I don't need that line there, so I'll remove that. So if I were going to get into a trade now, I would wait for the candlesticks to break above this area here of 147.366, and I would need it to be a minimum of 10 pips to get into a trade, and I would use RSI as confirmation. Or I would wait for it to break below this level here, the 147.281, and I will wait for it to break below that and use RSI as well, 45 and below, to get into a sell, and it would have to be 55 and above to get into a buy. Or I would wait for strong volume. If the volume was strong enough and it was a bullish candlestick, I would enter into a buy. If it was a bearish candlestick, I would enter into a sell. But either way, I would need it to break up below this line here to get into a sell, and I would need it to break above this line here with strong volume, not just pip action, pipette, but also pip action. And this concludes my pre-trading routine.